so this is a great exchange. We have an opportunity to learn from millennials, and they have an opportunity to speak. And we also have an opportunity to exchange and have, you know, a dialogue, and a dialogue in different ways, not just talking, not just listening, but a dialogue in terms of new entertainment.
Right.
You know, I watched a show the other day that we're providing, and it was about innovation and technology. And these were all millennials that were on it, people who had invented things, people who had ideas. Not just ideas, these aren't just brought to the table like this is a good thing, these are reality now. And you know, things are moving much faster than I can keep up with them. They have been for decades, by the way. I don't even know how to use my cell phone, and she has to show me how to do that, my daughter. But you know what? There's a great gap here, because as great as technology is, and this is just my opinion, I feel that the danger in it is it's disconnected us. You know, there are many ways that social media disconnects people. There are many ways that cell phones disconnect people, and people aren't interacting. So what we want to do is we want to try to go after that. We want to connect people again and get them on the same ground. What would it be like, and my wife, who's really the brilliant one in the couple.
She's awesome.
She said, she said, you know, you have an opportunity. Think. You have an opportunity to do something that no one is doing, and that's have millions of people agree on something. What would that be like?
Right. That would be I don't even know if people would know what to do with everyone agreeing on things. But I agree with the dialogue, and I think that's very important from my generation to yours, because not only can you guys learn from us, but we need to be able to learn from you. And we need to be able to learn from your mistakes and what you guys have done throughout the generations, because my generation hasn't seen Vietnam War or like a real, you know, intense war where, or just dealing with intense political issues. I mean, we have now, but I feel like my generation needs to learn from you guys a little bit more, because we're a little bit entitled, but we're getting there.
Well, you know, and it's interesting you'd say that, because we were entitled. My generation came from what's often referred to as the greatest generation. And my parents were amazing people. They were children of the Depression. My father was a freshman in college when the stock market crashed in 1929. He was a veteran of World War II in Korea. And we looked at them. I mean, I held my parents as some of the greatest teachers I've ever had in my life. And we had an unusual relationship in that respect. But as technology's grown, as things have come about, you know, and each generation, by the way, resists being taught. You know, Mark Twain once said, my father, when I was 13, was so ignorant, I could hardly bear to be around the man. And when I became 21, I couldn't believe how much he'd learned in just 8 short years. You know, so, I mean, there is a great exchange to take place.
Absolutely. And my grandparents even, I look at them as tough Americans. And I'm so proud of what my grandfather has done, just how you're proud of what your father has done. But we look at them and we're like, wow, they've been through so much. And then us, it's like, I feel like we've kind of sat back a little bit as Americans and just kind of let things happen instead of being more assertive. And so that's why I think Wake Up America is such a great opportunity, because it's making us tough again. It's making us wake up and be tough, like the generations before, because if we don't, we're going to get overran.
Well, you know what? That's also a very interesting perspective. And I feel this way about it. I think your challenges are ahead of you. And they might be the biggest challenges that anyone or any generation has ever faced. But I know from what I've seen that the power of this generation, the brightness of this generation, the possibility of the young people now will handle any challenge that's put before them. And you know, the others, we have the advantage of hindsight. You know, you can look back and say, well, you know, you lived through the 60s and your parents lived through World War II, and you know, those things. And that's very true, and they were lessons for us. But we've carried the ball, sorry to use a sports analogy, we've carried the ball this far, but now it's handoff time. And you know what? This is more about the future than anything else. Wake Up America is about possibility. It's about conversations and changing conversations, but it's about the audience finding the gold that's there.